Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Benjamin Zulu show once again today. Now today we have a very interesting topic with one BZ, all right? Today we are talking about you. You know, some of us have this culture that we want to, when we want to exit or we want to end things, we must have a meeting, all right? We must meet some expectations first before we leave. But are there certain scenarios where you just have to leave without meetings and expectations? Are they? That is why Benjamin is here with me today. Hey, Benjamin.
Hello, and we are saying this because when people know, they know the procedure, the signs of you having enough of their nonsense. They know what we always do. They can manipulate. That thing that they know you must do, you must call their mother, call their father, call the pastor, call a meeting of the bishop, inform. So there are some people who are so robotic. They are being disrespected over here. But over here, they feel like there's a mental procedure they should follow before they quit on the nonsense, so that they have enabled their abuser to play mind games with them, because they know what you begin to do when you want to leave. It's like they have put a fence for you that you must climb over. Whatever they are doing for you inside here, you must put up with it, and you can't just walk out. But we have come from society that tells us that if anything happens, at least have a sitting. Try to resolve issues.
You could have told us.
You know, try to resolve issues. And, give them a right of hearing. And give them, let them at least have a chance to maybe apologize or correct or explain something, or it has been there like that, so that when a person has done things to you that even if they are blatantly and they know what they're doing, blatant wrong, it's like society expects you to at least have a sitting and explain to elders, explain to some important people, or try to. Did you call them for a sitting? Did you try to iron out? And let me warn, these people keep writing and telling me this person was cheating left, right, and center, or they were getting back with their ex, or they were disrespecting me, or they were bad-mouthing me with their people, or they were hands-off and ignorant and abusive. And when I heard enough of it and I left, later on we talked, and they decided to put the issues behind us. It's a common language.
Put the issues.
People think they can assume that a person who they are, they can now suddenly separate them with another one. I mean, put behind us. And I'm wondering, you see, that's why you're making the mistake. You can't put the issues behind you, because that's who the person is. That's how they have decided to live. Let's repeat, not everybody who gets married intends to transform to sustain the marriage. People marry thinking of the social status. Sasa niko na bomb, I have a family. People think of the bragging rights, of the names, of being called Baba so and so out there, of being given a name, family title. People think of having goodies at home. People imagine the social support. People imagine the financial support. People think of everything except the transformation they have to go. Brahmal, I warned you that the form in which you will get married in cannot sustain that marriage.
Yeah.
Who you will be on the wedding day is not enough. It's only raw material. We don't stay with raw materials. We process them. So you're just a raw. Okay, that may sound raw. It's called somebody raw material. But because of economy, we want time, because we are living in a bad times. The Bible has encouraged us to save time. And what do to save time? Just say what you want to say. Bramwell, I could not have stayed the way I was when I got married. She was the right woman. I was the right guy, but she was not in the form. She had lived that way like a spinster. I had lived that way like a bachelor. To be a family man now, I needed to learn, improve, grow. There's a layers and self-discipline and polishing and readjusting my social life to function as a married man. Marriage is only the beginning. Wedding is only the beginning. You try to sit there, the marriage will die. And give you one simple, obvious thing: how you were talking to the opposite gender before you got married. Stop thinking big things. Now you're waiting for psychological explanations. People like to imagine their problems are special. They are not special. Brother, I know. What will cause your marriage to die is not a special thing. Just a dirty thing. Your lack of manners in talking to the opposite sex, for example. Your boundaries with women. How much money you look out for there before you are surviving the 1,000 for a whole week. Brahmal is sorted.
Yes. That's true.
And a very small house. And you're paying rent without feeling the pinch. And you hardly buy furniture. So the second area you transform is financial money manners. The first thing is your behavior with opposite sex. The discipline, the structures you put. You don't just get selfie holding and everybody. Once you get married, my brother, hey, can you take all the selfies now? I'm not saying you stop taking selfies, but selfies are not the same.
Yeah.
Some are very flirtatious and suggestive. Once you get married, there's a respect and a dignity required of a married man. That's why we put the ring. It explains a few things. Not everybody has it respected, but we are talking about for the marriage to last and be happy. You have to change what distance there is between you and every other woman, every other man. You have to, they should be able to see you have a sacred marriage you hold dear. Should be seeable. A woman asked me yesterday, we were in a group of women and one of them there was being a side chick to another married man. And we were telling her to stop disrespecting the other woman. And that she should, and she was saying, no, the man came looking for me. Doesn't he know he is married? So they got in a quarrel and they came to me to decide it. Don't need to be an arbiter. Sometimes they're not always a cancer. I'm being asked to be an arbiter. So the arbitration process did not go very well because I made it too brief. Tell them, yes, she is right. The side chick, yes. In her world, she does not respect marriage. Are we together?
Yeah.
Are we together? Just understand this. These women were assuming all women respect
Marriage.
They don't. I told her, so you are imposing your values on her. The man knows he is married. The man you're supposed to deal with is your man. That's the man you have a contract, a relationship, a covenant with.
Yeah.
If he goes entertaining third parties, it's you to decide whether you want to still continue being in his life. It's very simple. It's very simple. There are women who have decided to live like that and they will reap their own consequences. As for me who is married, I'm the one to observe the boundaries and respect the woman behind my back. Remember we said, Brahma, you marry a person who has your back behind your back. Yeah. That is a slogan when you get married. I want you to respect me in my absence. I wrote an article that was saying, and people liked it a lot. It resonated with many people. And they said, I think when you get married, you should not imprison each other or police each other. I want to have you, to give you the freedom to go where you need to go, do what you need to do, interact with where you need to interact. Just respect me behind my back. Just know you're married and respect what we have between us. And I want to give you space to know that you have enough dignity and self-respect to uphold the sanctity and specialness of what we have going on. And I will know by your behavior how much you respect it. Anybody can say they respect it. I will know by your choices. Sometimes when people chat me in an ambiguous manner and I just ignore, sometimes I block if I realize you're just wasting my time. So I don't know who chatted me that different account. And I blocked it as well. Because it was ambiguous and time wasting. You expect a person to come in box and say, hello, I have this issue, and then we talk about issue. But if you are being personal, hi, I like this about you, I wonder why, wait. Hey, there's something I respect.
Yeah.
This is professional. To make it personal, I'm not interested. Brahma, there are some things you're going to instill in your life compulsorily once you get married to make the marriage work. So the second area involves money. How you invest money for the family, how you prioritize the needs of the family before your personal needs. How you prioritize. The third thing is how you involve the other person in your decisions, in your life. People hear soulmate. I don't know what they think of soulmate. Let me give you the other definition. Means is a think mate, decision mate, life mate. You are deciding everything together. Brahman, don't marry a woman you can't tell about your things. There's no point, brother. That is not a marriage, that's wastage of time. You should not be working with one mind from there on. That's why I expect the pace of your life to increase when you get married.
I need electricity at home.
Thank you. But please don't marry a Kenya Power girl because of that. Some guys take that off her. You need a girl who injects you with thoughts as you discuss ideas. Brahma, people expect deeper things, but if you ask me what my marriage has helped me the most is the way you can think together that girl of anything. How we can look at every idea from every angle. Some things I was almost forgetting about, she reminds me. Some things because I'm caught there in the fog of war. Remember we said men go out there to fight. And during the fight, when the armies lock, when the horns lock, there's another dynamic happening, the push and pull, the threat of sliding and remaining firm. And when you're in charge, like when you're driving the car, you are so absorbed. So the co-pilot assists you, there's a sharp right bend ahead, there's a so when we are co-piloting, she's not exactly in the mix of battle. That's the help, brother, I've been helped the most with. To see the global picture. When we are in here doing our things and doing the dynamics, there should be a person reviewing. I don't know why Moses was praying from the mountain, but I think he was up there also to see how the war is going. Joshua was fighting in the valley. The problem with the valley is that the view is very poor from the valley. But the guy who was praying was where? The mountain. To know when to lift hands more, which direction is the battle. When I descend into the valley, I want a person to remain up there. As I engage the enemy and take battle, I want another person who is, as they intercede, they are giving you intelligence. Intelligence has the meaning of the thinking capabilities, but it's also quality information about what we're dealing with. Classified information, So, Brahma, the transformations you need to, I've just given you 3 and they are critical. They are critical. Discipline yourself when it comes to the opposite sex. Now that you have a person and a marriage you respect. Number 2, include them in your money. Look for money, you have a family. And I told you, if a woman says, my money, I'm not bringing it to the marriage, don't marry that fool. When you marry, we are a team. Your money is for team. To do the lives battles, you should not marry another battle. If you marry a woman who does not bring her money to the marriage, she is not a wife material, she's a knife material. She will cut you. Okay? Many times when you marry her, she may not have much money. We are starting in life. She could be getting very little too. But the way she manages little is the same way she will manage much. Okay? And watch a girl who obeys God with her money. If she's tithing, she's obedient. That is enough. Tells you she knows what to take the right proportion where. Many people call themselves Christians, but I hear only about 30% of Christians actually do tithing and the givings that the Bible does. And yet 85% are calling themselves Christians. So anybody can call themselves anything that looks clean. When they call themselves Christian, they attract good guys. So they call themselves Christian. When guys want to get a good wife, they clean up their drinking for a moment and go to church. To hunt there. It's a hunting ground for many people. People go to church. Men are not all of them looking for fellowship and God. Some are looking for spouses. And I told you not to be too much mesmerized by the ones singing up there. That is just singing. Are we together? It says nothing about their character. That is talent. Are we together? That's not character. Don't say, oh my God, I saw the singing. I saw that's the one. Be careful. The most, that industry of singing, when you look at who is leading there, the Beyoncés, when you look at the Whitneys, when you look at that industry and what it has done to people, it is a suggestion not to use that gift to value, to measure a wifely and husband qualities too much. Are we together? Itself does not make sure does not negate you can be husband or wife, but you should not marry a person before they sing, because they sing. Unless you're trying to establish a family choir. Be careful. If you're really looking for a wife or a choir partner. So, those are some things you have to change. Now, what are the circumstances under which then you should not give warnings and call family and have a sitting and come, we talk one last time. One, when it is Blatant disrespect. We have a lot of disrespects that we said you must give a person a stern warning. When you see that they talked to other people in a manner that demeaned you. Disrespect is not always direct. It's the way she talks to her girls. About their prios. If you get wind that that girl told the other girls like, okay, I was told that all these OPOs are polygamous, but so you said all OPOs are polygamous and I'm one of them. What were you insinuating? Oh, sorry, we were just talking. You know, girls just talk. There's nothing called just talking. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And when you have the right people who can allow you to talk trash, now you talk it and we know it was always in you.
Yeah.
These ones allow you to. It's like alcohol and anger. Just brings out what you wanted to say. What you ended you. There's a place for provocation, of course. There's a place for self-control, losing yourself in a moment. But there are things you say, we know that was not accidental. A slip of the tongue. No. So, those kind of disrespects where people in fact, they are painful, but they're not always deal breakers. You can tell them, what did you mean? Explain. I didn't like it. You can ask, or they do things without informing you. Other kind of disrespect is when a person buys a plot of land. Yeah. You go find that your woman has a loan in family bank. Or 10 million because they bought a plot with that her sister someplace. Just ask her one question. Are you married? I think I'm mistaken. Am I missing something? Are you married? Brother, there's some things you just need to go to the fundamentals. Don't argue with that woman. Oh, okay. So you purchased that property. Oh, all right. Okay. I thought you were married. I think I'm getting something wrong. Sometimes go to the fundamentals. When we marry, what are we doing? We are merging our lives. What if you are to die or get sick and then we are being auctioned all over? What if something were to happen? If you make major financial decisions without your spouse, you are not married. In fact, you're only married in name. Brother, don't stay where you are honorary husband. Are we together?
Yeah.
Husband by name only. Usually men do that when they marry a very wealthy person who does not need them. It's them who are latching on to be given a good life. You are already happy as you are. Why would you get another wealthy woman here? To adopt you. And they don't include you in their lives. They have a big life and you are a nobody. You came here for some other benefits. But she does not include. What kind of marriage is that? You want a partner whom you merge your lives. There is no longer two of us, it's now one of us. All right? And there are some things you can tell me about my wife and without calling her to confirm. Are you? Okay. That's how sure I am. She can't do big things without informing me. Oh, I saw a car. I saw this. I hear that. Is that name your wife? No, that's not her. You don't need to confirm. You need a woman who you know each other so well where you are, how you are marching through life, that you know where you are. So we are saying this, the second part of financial inclusion, becoming together now and taking the responsibilities as a man, and her bringing the assistance of a wife is what you change. Now, blatant disrespect is when a person begins to disregard your existence and to do things or carry what it will matter to you. In the spiritual realm, the spiritual teachings, you hear like Mr. Timwangi teaches so deep things, but I saw a concurrence what he was saying about transgression. He was telling about degrees of sin. So time I mentioned that sins have degrees. And some sins that lead to death, others don't lead to death. So today we are discussing the sins that lead to the death of marriage. One of them is when you disregard my existence and behave as if you don't care whether I exist. For example, you bring another man to our bed. You bring another woman to our bed. Brahma, infidelity is bad, all of it. There is no unfaithfulness that is good. Yeah. But all unfaithfulness is not the same. There is one that includes blatant disrespect. You could have slept with another person out there, and that was bad enough to cause me to walk away. But you thought that is not bad enough. You brought them to matrimonial home. That is one blatant disrespect. The other one is when a person sleeps with your assistant or your sibling, anybody you're related by blood, or your worker. For example, you employ a house help and the guy employ a house gateman, Shamba boy. And the lady gets, what are they insinuating about you to those people? You understand?
Yeah.
Blatant disrespect. This kind of disrespect, don't need to sit and say, you see now they did this. There's no point. Another kind of blatant disrespect is public humiliation. If in front of people somebody calls you mean names, harasses you, embarrasses you in front of your children or in front of any other third party, don't sit to negotiate. They have already shown you they are capable of damaging your name, damaging your reputation, your self-esteem. You see, Brahma, this kind of blatant disrespect has the potential to destroy your reputation, has the potential to destroy your peace, to hurt you permanently. Yeah. This is one reason you must be very careful with it. And you see, Brahma, if you invite another person, you get romantically involved with another person, you are giving them authority, that you are showing them how you despise your partner. And that's how many of them take the phone and start insulting that other person. Although they are not anywhere in the picture, but your behavior said something that you will not even protect them if they were to be attacked. So, if you continue entertaining a person who is doing this blatant disrespect and does not even see your space as important. You've heard of people who take the car of their partner to go cheat with it.
Yeah.
You know, and they take your assets, your money or your house, to go and disregard the covenant, disrespect you with it. So the first case of where you go without negotiations, blatant disrespect. The second case is physical assault, physical abuse. Anybody who lays their hands on you don't need to wait for a second time. They have already crossed all boundaries on earth. Probably, can you even imagine beating up your woman? Just, even if she has annoyed you or what, she's not your daughter. Yeah. And if this is not working, we'll release each other harmoniously. If for any chance my wife were to become unmanageable, I will never lay hands on her. I know she has people, this is another person's Spousal. Are we together?
Yeah.
These are people, this is a daughter of people. She has a life. I did not buy her as a property. I can't even, why? There's men who write, this lady has done this, I think of killing her. You know, I don't engage. I can't answer people talking like monkeys. How can you even imagine the idea of killing a person? Who are you? Who are you to them? You want to rot in jail? The funny thing in jail is they always have a vacant for person. Yeah. That's the one place there's always space. I don't know how much space they still have, but they never say, we can't take any more. Brahma, you can't even let the idea of violence cross your mind. Yeah. When a person exploits you or they hurt you to a level that you don't want to see them in your space, part ways. And if you want to take them to court, you can take them to court. Violence is inhuman, is barbaric, is primitive, to hurt you, to complicate your life. You don't want to hurt anybody, move on with your life. And that's one thing all mature people agree. We are hoping to do this marriage until the last day of our lives. But if they are in the unlikely event, we are no longer, I'm not happy at all, and you seem to disregard my feelings, I will happily release you. So when a person lays their hands on you, Brahma, don't call for me for sitting. You should call me after. After you've already made up your mind and you've executed. This hand, to beat you up, that's out of question. We are in a third world where good marriages are rare. We're in a day where battering has been normalized. Brahman, don't be laid hands on. Now, I'll take that further and tell you, if a woman were to take a hammer and break all the glass in the house, don't wait for the hammer to land in your head one day when you're asleep. There are men who are living with violent women just because the violence has never been visited on you, but it is visited in your neighborhood. If she gets angry and she starts hurling glasses, cups, flasks, stuff across you and you hear, are you safe? No. How can you close your eyes and remove your clothes and switch off lights and lock when you are with a person who has the capacity to hurl things? One lady boiled water and came and burned the guy when he was sleeping. But they were trying to be pity. Oh, how can she do that? And I asked them one fundamental question. Was that the first time she was being violent? Was that the first time? Men stay with risky women because they believe they can always manage the situation. Men think it's a woman I can always manage. There are many of, I think that was a military guy, trained so hard but came to be killed by a person who is not armed.
Yeah.
You dodge bullets, you're killed by hot water. Because you thought, this is Delilah. Delilah is not as powerful as the men I was fighting out there. Physical violence is a reason for you to exit without discussions. The third reason is what you might not expect, and is financial blackmail or sabotage. Anybody who's keeping you down financially, it takes you long to realize that's what they're doing. Sometimes it takes long because they give you enough reasons not to start your own job, enough reasons to resign your own job, enough reasons to take a loan yourself, enough reasons to exhaust your savings, enough reasons to lend them money, enough reasons. It takes a while because they usually they don't admit directly that they want to keep you financially down. Brahma, the moment you come to realize that your woman is doggedly determined, has a dogged determination to keep you broke. And she wants to keep you empty. Or he wants to keep you empty. The moment you realize it, you must remove yourself from the picture immediately. Many of them, I told you, there is a group that people have not learned how to handle them because they are always in debt themselves. They even borrow money with your logbook, with your documents yourself. And the bank is calling you because they forged. I'm happy nowadays they use this mobile. If I give them a mobile phone, they will notify me on that mobile phone about the progress of anything that I'm applying from the bank. If I see an application about loan and at least now I can react quickly. But there are many people who know how to manipulate, For example, if they're working for the bank and they know the inside operations, they can manipulate. If they're operating from an institution that they know how to they can manipulate. So if you tolerate her and you already saw her greed for money, you're the one who have waited for that. And you know why we always stay. So that children can grow a little bit. You're keeping your children to absorb that toxicity as normal. You're keeping your children in that environment to learn. This is the role modeling of life. There is no reason whatsoever on this earth to stay in a bad marriage. There is no reason whatsoever. And if you stay in it, you'll be entertaining, inviting chaos and mayhem that may take you very long to overcome. That's what people don't realize, that you're letting the children to take in a very distorted way of life. That lack of happiness, even if you say they cannot see our fights, but they can see you're not happy. And they know you're married. Even if you're hiding the fights, you can't hide the fact that you're not happy. They can see you're not happy. And they will struggle to overcome that for many years to come. That is a fact. So, Brahma, when you see financial sabotage, what is the risk of financial sabotage? It will keep you down and dependent and exposed to the worst kind of financial crisis. You're working here as a few. Let's repeat that. You're working here as a generally about 30. Those are the years of strength. From the time you're around 30, that's when you're entering the industry properly, to a time you're around 60. That's when you had time to build anything. But what if during those years you had a woman who was pulling you back 10 years back, 5 years back? You take a loan, she misappropriates it. She pushes for a loan, she misappropriates it. Once you notice that, don't start asking people to come and sit and talk. Simply get out knowing this is an enemy. The problem with these sittings, once you see blatant disrespect, once you see physical abuse, once you see financial sabotage, and then you call a meeting, they can act to have learned their lesson. They can pretend that now they're willing to change, to stop you from leaving, and then they go back to their ways. Yes.
And some people are actually paying up for it.
Yes.
Because of involving these other people. Now, Benjamin, you'll realize that some people actually call other people for explaining or for meetings before they quit, because while they were growing up, they had an idea of, I want to get married, I want to have a happy family. So they think that when I leave this guy or when I leave this woman, I don't know how my life would be. That is where they find their identity.
Let us repeat that. You shall not tie your identity to a marriage. You can make it one of your life goals. I had always a life goal that I want to have a happy marriage. I want to find a good woman and ask to lead a good life. That was always one of my aims. You can always aim for a happy family, but you shall not force a marriage just so that you can fulfill the dreams you had. Your identity should say, I want to, now that I'm married, I want to be the best husband I can be. But at the same time, I cannot allow myself to be degraded and disrespected. If this marriage is not working, I'll still be a happy parent. If we have a child, I'll be a happy person. All right? So don't stay to fulfill your dreams when the reality is very hurting and harmful. Maintain your dreams. I'll do my best to make my marriage happy. But I also know marriage takes two. The other one might not do their part. If they don't do their part, let me hope I'll find another one, or I'll live alone. But I'll never live in a sadness just to remain married.
Just to remain married. Again, talking about marriage, Benjamin, who I marry is typically a reflection of how I view myself. You see, and that is a fact.
Yes.
Now, having said that, you realize that some people start rationalizing. When the other party starts committing financial infidelity, I'll start rationalizing, maybe I am the cause. So they start apologizing instead. They start.
And thank you for mentioning that who you marry is a reflection of how you see yourself. Let us distinguish that from who you attract.
Yes.
Who you attract is not always a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of who they are looking for. Attracting, you can't choose, sure. People keep coming to you because you look like you are a fat cow and they're looking for meat. Surely. People have felt so guilty. Why do I keep attracting married men? How come I attract only toxic women? You don't attract. Bad people go hunting. Bad people are hunting for good people. In fact, if you have been attracting narcissists, there's a compliment about it. You are a good person. You're not a narcissist. They don't go to other narcissists. Narcissists go to happy people who are self-contented and peaceful. You may have a gap in your personality that is the overactive love generator that wants to care for everyone and medicate them and rehabilitate them. Some people have an overactive love generator. The bit a struggling person. You just need to show that you are very oppressed by life and suddenly they offload to help you. Good Samaritan mentality. It's okay to be a good Samaritan, but don't marry the one you are helping. Are we together? Yes. You Samaritan, marry other Samaritans. Are we together? You need to have a good Samaritan couple. Okay? The Samaritan was a very complete, our Lord is very wise. He medicated and left him in the hands of caregivers. And he only paid bills in advance. I say, if there's extra when I come back, I'll pay more. So when you meet people who are half dead, that guy was half dead. Take them to nurses and doctors. Okay? And because you are merciful now, pay. Okay? But proceed with where you are going. You Samaritan. Are we together? Continue with your journey. Don't stop your life. The Samaritan mission was organized in a way that does not stop other missions. Okay. So, of course, the story was this guy was from Samaria and he should not have interacted with this man. The story here was he was the most unlikely help. The other guys who should have helped, the priests or the Jews, so they passed by. But the thing is to say sometimes you may find that this person has no family, they don't help, their cousins don't help. I'm a Samaritan, an outsider to their life. But I feel a need that I should help. Only help but without marrying them. Are we together? So yes. The people you attract are not reflection of who you are. But the people you choose to marry, attracting has no choice. It's the people you entertain and choose to marry that reflect who you are, how you see yourself, and what you want in life. All right? Yeah. But again, Bramwell, some people still marry when they are unaware or the one you are marrying is an expert pretender. And they had hidden another side of themselves carefully. You know? Some people can master the art of acting until they're acting in real life. You know? If you marry and you realize they've hidden a side to, or they have changed. People are made of values. Bramwell, the reason today you're not a cocaine dealer is because of your values. Yeah. Usually. The difference, Brahma, between you and the serial cheating, there's nothing. Biologically, you are like that guy. Everything, I mean, it's what? Your values. So it's possible you marry a person and down the line they abandon their values, go another direction. If a person changes their values and stops being the person you marry, don't blame yourself. It's not about you, it's their choices. These are adults. They can choose what they want. Keep it in your mind that the person you can control most is yourself, and hope that the person as well will keep on the journey. And of course, there's a place for prayer and trusting God to lead you. But as well, God has also respected people's choices. Even if they're choosing against Him, He doesn't want to make them a robot. Learn to be realistic. And if a person takes a turn you don't like it, acknowledge it, but stop it from changing your own trajectory in life.
All right.
Yes.
There you have it, guys. There you have it. And that is the prayer of serenity. You should know what you can change and what you can't change, accept and move on. Thank you for watching the Benjamin Zulu Show. Till next time.